Maddie Milner's dog Foxy was playful and energetic, then suddenly Foxy stopped acting like her normal self.
She decided to start acting lethargic. She couldn't move. She was a little bit paralyzed.
Unbeknownst to Milner, Foxy had ingested parts of a Sago palm plant Milner had in her backyard. The plant is widespread across Texas and much of the South and Southwest because it thrives in a warm, dry climate. Sago palm is highly toxic to dogs and cats.
Vomiting, or they'll be listless. They may have yellow gums or yellow eyes, and that's our first indicator that they may have eaten sago palm.
The symptoms are a result of liver damage caused by a toxin called psychicin, which is found in sago palm. The poisoning is swift and can be fatal.
Is after animal has eaten this toxic compound, and then they really start displaying the bad symptoms. And that's usually, unfortunately, once they start displaying these bad symptoms, is whenever their prognosis or how well they're going to be treated actually gets worse.
The sago palm tree plant is highly toxic. It only takes a handful of its seeds to cause your pets to be severely sick or even cause death.
We have seen a few sago palms or suspected sago palms and have treated them, and they've come out clinically okay. But I definitely have colleagues that have had their dogs die that they've treated.
Luckily for Maddie, her dog pulled through after spending thousands of dollars on treatment.
She's totally fine. She jumps up and down. Sometimes we'll have to go slower, but typically she's okay.
If you suspect your pet has come in contact with a sago palm, call the Animal Poison Control Center and contact your veterinarian immediately.
College can be a tough place. Balancing a new environment, a social life, a lack of money, and a ton of schoolwork can create unnecessary stress on students.
Bobcat Bond is a mentoring program for second-year students and up. Students in their second year of college tend to kind of fall off, and we call that the sophomore year slump. They're not given as much resources as they were their first year in college. Also, networking skills. A lot of students are really looking forward to internships in their program. They want to know some new faces, they want to know some new names, and really they just want to learn what it's like to make this whole new transition into being, either a high school student or a college student. And Bobcat Bond is really making sure that transition is easier.
To register to either be a mentor or have a mentor, you can visit the website for Bobcat Bond and other connections at studentsuccess@txstate.edu or look them up on Facebook.
My name is Ben, and I have Tourette's.
Tourette syndrome is a neurological disease. It's characterized by repetitive involuntary movements and vocalizations called tics.
He was probably 10, and he was in the back seat, and he was just squinting his eyes and really tight and everything. And I thought, well, maybe he needs his eyes tested. So I took him to the eye doctor, and they said, no, he's good. We kept it up, and then it got to be to the point where his arms would just jerk without him knowing it. And the girls could be set by him, this foot would come up and they pop, he hit him with his foot or his arm or whatever, and he would whistle. Deep, annoying whistles, but I knew he didn't know he was doing it. And then if he was laying on the floor and he was watching TV and there was something that came up and it was like, I don't know what you said. It was just silly little things that he would say, but he'd have to repeat it 3 times. Make the girls laugh forever because it was ridiculous. And I think we took him to Children's Mercy when he was 11, and that's when they said he did have Tourette's.
I remember my doctor's name specifically because it was Gary. First name, last name, Gary. And I remember going in there, doing all these weird tests. I couldn't even recall any of them right now. But going in there and sitting down with my mom in the room, and the doctor walks in and looked at my mom and was like, well, it turns out your son has Tourette's syndrome. The symptoms that they said that I had, they're called motor tics, which is just basically uncontrollable spasms of any muscles in your body.
It is estimated that 200,000 Americans have the most severe form of Tourette syndrome, and as many as 1 in 100 exhibit a milder, less complex symptom, such as chronic motor or vocal tics.
You really don't know you're doing it half the time. And how do you explain that? Sometimes that you know that you're going to have one, like you could feel it in your face or something. And you try to push it off so you don't look weird in front of people. But then it comes back the next time even stronger. So you try to push it back again until it keeps coming back. And you have to do it, or else it just keeps coming back even worse.
Tourette's has been linked to different parts of the brain, including an area called the basal ganglia, which helps control body movements. Differences there may affect nerve cells and the chemicals that carry messages between them. Researchers think that the trouble in this brain network may play a role in Tourette's.
I don't remember the name of the medication that they gave me, but I do know it had very negative side effects, even to the point of suicidal thoughts, which was weird for a 12, 13-year-old. You don't understand what's happening or what was causing it or how to even talk to anybody about that. I was little. I didn't know, like, if I should go up to my parents and be like, I have these thoughts of just killing myself. It just, I don't know, like pushing my thumbs into my eyes, hurting myself, doing weird things. I didn't understand it. I was just a little kid. And it was scary being that age. And I just fought through it. I would just like sit on my hands, or I would just keep away from me, think about something else, or do something else completely different.
And then it was like $500 for his medicine. And then come to find out all he had to take was fish oil tablets and it would do the same thing.
Fish oil capsules. You can just buy them at Walmart. It's just like a vitamin for heart health and brain health. And that seemed to actually help a little bit as long as I took it like twice a day, kept taking it, it would help. Dr. Gary suggested what he called quiet time, which is just go sit in a room and concentrate on something.
The more he was active in any kind of sports, like soccer, anything moving, it would release the stress. It wouldn't get so built up. So they told him to keep busy, to keep doing this. As long as you're busy, your mind won't think about it. And, you'll notice that it'll ease up a little bit.
But don't overdo the video games.
Yeah, the video games you can't overdo because the lights or the movements or whatever will cause it to act up again.
And I learned how to play guitar at the age of 16, which helped with it quite a bit because I'd be focused on that more than anything else.